Hey everyone, you ever have that light bulb moment, that brilliant idea for a business, but then you kind of stop and think, okay, what's the first step? How do I make this real? Well, today we're going to get right into that by breaking down the one document that can make all the difference.
So what is it? What's that secret sauce that builds a bridge from just a cool thought in your head to an actual functioning company? Turns out the answer isn't some big mystery. It just takes some thought, a little bit of structure, and a really clear vision.
You guessed it, it all starts with a plan. A business plan is basically the roadmap for any entrepreneur. And to make this feel, real, we're going to dive into an actual plan for a brand new social media marketing company.
Let's dig in.
First up is what I like to call the 30,000-foot view. This is your executive summary. Honestly, you should think of it as the elevator pitch for your entire business. Its whole job is to grab someone's attention right away.
And let me tell you, this section is absolutely crucial. Why? Because the executive summary has to be powerful. It's often the only thing a busy investor or a banker might read. So it has to tell your whole story in just a few paragraphs and make them want to learn more. A weak summary? The rest of your plan might as well not exist.
Okay, so let's put some meat on those bones. Using our example company, Rebox Consultants. For them, the business is simple. They do social media marketing. Management, that's where they talk about their experienced founders. Customers zeroes in on the specific businesses they're going to help. And business target lays out a clear financial goal. See, it's a perfect little snapshot of the whole operation.
All right, so we're moving from that big picture view down to the foundation. This is the company's summary. This is where you really get into the nitty-gritty of who you are and, maybe more importantly, how you're actually going to get this thing off the ground.
This is so important. Credibility is everything. The plan doesn't just say the founder is Natalie Gordon. It calls her a digital marketing guru with a decade of experience. That immediately tells anyone reading this that the person steering the ship really knows their stuff.
And then there's the how. Look, a plan can't just say, we need money. It has to break down exactly where that money is going. We're talking about real-world costs here. Every single dollar, from the boring stuff like legal fees and insurance, down to the computers, and even the sign on the door. And a simple chart like this one makes it all crystal clear. You can see right away how the startup money is split between big, one-time expenses and the long-term assets the company needs. It just takes this abstract idea of funding and turns it into a concrete, easy-to-follow budget.
Now, if you're looking at all this and thinking, whoa, that's a lot, take a deep breath. The good news is you don't have to figure all this out from scratch. There are all kinds of modern tools out there that basically act like a guide, walking you through every section, from your mission statement all the way to those super important financial charts. Okay, moving on to a really critical section, the marketing analysis. This is where you prove you've done your homework. You got to show that you get the industry, you know who the competition is, and most importantly, you know exactly who you're trying to sell to.
I love this definition because it really just nails it. A marketing analysis isn't just a bunch of data. It's the story of who your customers are and the exact plan for how you're going to get their attention. It's like drawing a treasure map that leads them right to your front door.
And for a company like Rebox, the opportunity is, well, it's huge. The advertising industry in the US brings in over 54.5, that's billion with a B, dollars a year. A number like that instantly shows investors that you're playing in a very big, very healthy sandbox.
But here's the really smart part. A good plan doesn't try to be for everyone. You can see here how Rebox has broken down its key customer segments. They're not just targeting people on the internet. No, they're going after specific groups, like businesses, nonprofits, even celebrities. That kind of focus is what makes a marketing plan actually work.
All right, deep breaths, everyone. We've arrived at the part that can feel the most intimidating, but it's arguably the most important, the financial plan. This is where all those great ideas and strategies get translated into cold, hard numbers. So let's start with the bottom line for just getting this thing going. The plan calculates that total startup expenses will be $187,300. And that's not a guess, right? It's a very specific research number that tells an investor exactly what it's going to take to open the doors and turn on the lights.
But that initial investment, that's just the beginning. The real story is the payoff. This forecast shows the projected sales and profits over the first 3 years. You can literally see the growth year over year, showing a clear path from that first chunk of cash to long-term success.
And a good financial plan always has specific, measurable goals. Rebox isn't just saying they want to be profitable. Their target is to hit a net profit of $10,000 a month by the end of year 1. Now that is a target you can actually build a strategy around.
So, let's just take a quick step back. We've walked through the entire anatomy of a solid business plan. The big picture summary, the company's foundation, the market you're going after, and the financial engine that's going to power the whole thing. If you take just one thing away from all of this, let it be this. A business plan is not some homework assignment that you finish and file away in a drawer. It's a living, breathing roadmap. It's your compass. It's the guide you'll use to navigate all the twists and turns ahead. It transforms that vague idea in your head into a series of real, actionable steps. It gives you clarity, and it gives other people confidence in you. So the roadmap is drawn. The only question left is, where is your first step going to take you?